Hello YouTube land, old Dave here. I'm here to give you reviews, fair reviews, on tools I actually use. Today we're going to start off reviewing the Flexcut Pocket Jack. A couple of years ago, I needed to find something to do with my hands, to occupy my time, to exercise my hands and my mind, keep my mind off of some negative health issues. So I started looking at YouTube videos on various things. I stumbled across whittling, and I remembered my grandfather whittling when I was a little boy. He whittled some pretty cool things, a ball in a cage and a few chain links, you know, a little wooden chain with 4 or 5 links, and give those to my cousin, and those were always really cool things. So I thought I'd take up whittling. So I looked at YouTube and saw some reviews, and went to Amazon, read some reviews, and I found this Flexcut. Flexcut's a very common, as everybody knows. Now, I want you to know, when I review tools or anything I review, I'm not going to be doing an open the box, and I don't know, I just prefer to get right to it. I look at a lot of reviews for things I buy, and I'm always sitting there wondering, why am I watching somebody open a box? I don't care what the box looks like. I don't care what packaging looks like. I really care what's inside of it, and I care what the functionality of the tool is. So that's kind of my take on it. So let's get right to it. This is the Flexcut Pocket Jack. It's a regular folding type pocket knife, but it has 4 tools. Now, I read a lot of people's reviews on this pocket jack, and some negative things. We'll just start with those. People complain that it was hard to open, that the blades were hard to open. They do have a small slot on them, like most pocket knives, in the blade where your thumbnail would go into and pull it open. Now, when you first get it, they are a little stiffer than mine is right now, because I've had it a couple of years. But the thing is, when you open it, 2 blades come out, or 2 tools come out. One is this is the blade, this is a V tool. I don't find it that annoying that these are a little hard to open, because these are razor sharp tools. You know, let me tell you what's in here. We have a blade. This is a detail whittling blade, and these lock, so that's locked open, can't close. That is like a razor blade, except that it's very stiff and you're not going to chip it. But I don't know that you'd want that to just be able to flip open. You could cut yourself real easy on that, or maybe a younger person could open it that really shouldn't be opening it. So that's the whittling blade. Now, I always close it. I reopen it. If I want to do the V-tool, I pull it open. Simply push down on that one. You know, whittling is a slow and deliberate process. It's a hobby that you kind of zen into. You get kind of zen-like, okay? So it's not a problem for me that opening the knife or the tool needs to be slow and deliberate as well. And there's a reason for that, and it's maybe save your fingers. This is a V-tool. I use it a little. I haven't used it a lot. I'm going to show you some of the things I've made with this tool. Not to show you how to make anything, but to show you what the tool can do. And I'm very much an amateur. I'm a hobbyist at best. I didn't even know I had these skills until I just tried doing them, and that's a whole nother video. I'll talk about that in a video, because I want people to try things that they don't know they can do. So this is a V-tool, but this isn't a V-tool you push away from yourself. This is a V-tool you kind of use with your thumb, and you pull it, you carve with it like this, or you could pull it this way, but it's not really meant for large volumes of work, I don't think. I'm not comfortable using it for big projects. I just use it for little detail things. To close these, there's a little push here with your thumb, and then they really aren't hard to close. Again, slow and deliberate is the key thing. Now I will say, sometimes, and I heard this as a complaint, you can push these a little too far down in there. That's not a problem. If you just work it, you get your thumb in there. If you have to, find a little other tool and you can just pry it up. It's really, you know, if the tool is that big an issue for you, maybe, but it's not safe for you to handle. So you have to judge for yourself whether this is something you want to do. Maybe you want to buy a fixed blade whittling knife. There's so many options. I like this. It serves my purpose, and I can put it in my pocket and carry it around. And if I see a twig I want to whittle, I can cut it off. Here's the other two tools. One is, well, I'll take the first one, this little curved gouge. They call it a scarp, I guess. I don't know. These have numbers and size numbers. Look, I don't know one size from another. I don't care if it's a number 4 or number 6. I look at the tool. Looks like it's going to make what I want. So, like I said, I'm not a pro. So I don't care about the sizes. But these are sharp. This is a beautiful tool. It makes beautiful, like half round. You can use it to carve away in a round area, around a nose or something. I don't use it very much, again, because it's a pull to you tool. It's a tool you pull to you. You don't push away from yourself. And it's not. My hands aren't generally strong enough to use it too much. But I will tell you about my favorite tool on this, but other than the carving knife. It's the one I use the most, at least, or have used the most, other than the actual whittling knife, whittling blade, is this little half-round scoop. But this one you can push. You can put your finger here. Well, this is the latest thing I've made. That's the latest thing I've made. This is for my son's birthday, and this video won't be able to be published until after tomorrow because tonight is when he's getting this. So, but I use this tool to go all the way around this area here to push down around the perimeter of this to recess that so that it gives it a little relief, a little bit of a 3D look. And I used it some in here and some in here. I used it around here to get his nose a little, snout, his schnoz a little definition, his muzz. And so there you have. I love this tool. That tool of the 4 is my most used tool, other than the whittling blade. I use them about equal, I guess. So let me just hang this back. So that's the 4 tools. I've used all 4, limited sparingly on a couple of them, pretty extensively. Let me show you a few things I've made with this. The very first thing I think I made was probably this flower. This is my very... Well, you talk about starting from beginning, boy. This is just a little twig off of a tree. I took the whittling blade and it, I saw it on YouTube. Anyway, little flower. This little rooster. This little guy here, he's basically, I can reglue his feet. This little rooster, he's a little guy, he's kind of cute. I whittled him with the straight blade there, little whittling knife, and he's also a little piece of a green tree branch. Now this little guy here, this little feller, this is the first caricature I really carved here. This guy is, I saw a YouTube video on it. I followed step by step, and he's kind of cute. It's very amateurish looking for my first one, but I had fun doing that. And I'm started on another thing. I got some cypress. Oh, this guy was basswood. He started out with just a little 2-inch piece of basswood, about 1.5 inches square. That's him. I got some cypress knees. They're grown in the south. They grow in the south. They're part of cypress trees, and they're part of the root system, but they grow up out of the ground, and They almost look like stalagmites. Stalactites is from the top of the cave, stalagmites from the bottom. They look like stalagmites, but they're wood. And here's one, and I've started a carving on it. And I used this Flexcut Pocket Jack for so far 100% of the work on this. These are wood spirit type guys. You know, this guy's going to be looking at this guy, but let me see if I can get the lighting better here. So overall, I think for the money, this is it's not a cheap knife, but it's also not just a knife, it's a tool. And in fact, it's 4 tools. And the V tool I use to outline a little bit like this. Even though it's, you know, these are short distances and I can control it, and this is fairly soft. Very easy to carve. And so, I would like to add one other item to this review. I'm not going to review this right now, I'm just going to show you, because I want you to know that it's important to keep these tools very sharp. If you let the tool get dull, you risk injuring yourself. You put yourself at greater risk for injury, and it makes the whittling a lot harder. I mean, it starts getting frustrating, and as soon as you start feeling yourself frustrated because it's not cutting the wood, you know you're already beyond the time it was to sharpen it. So the more you sharpen, actually, the better. I sometimes wait too long, but every 10 or 15 minutes probably is a good time. And I bought this slip strop kit. I won't review it right now, but this is also made by Flexcut. It's got the rouge. You know, it's kind of like a jeweler's rouge, and it's got some leather surfaces for different tools and shapes of tools. And okay, I won't review it, but it keeps the tool very, very sharp. So there you have it, the Flexcut Pocket Jack. I think I give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Nothing's perfect, right? It's really a well-made, very well-made little tool, whittling tool. It's attractive. I think it's aluminum bodied. I don't know. I don't care. It's very well made. It's very solid. It's comfortable to hold. It's not too heavy. It's not too big. Amazon, I'm new to these review thing, YouTubes. I'm gonna try to put a link to this where I bought it. Amazon. And on Amazon, you can see tons more reviews, read them. I like the video reviews, but that's old Dave's opinion. That's a buy for me. I'd not hesitate to recommend you to buy this tool if you want to get into whittling, or if you're already whittling and you want something that's portable and you can take with you. Flexcut Pocket Jack. I believe I paid $67. Okay, that's it for now. Old Dave.